In today's video, I'll be telling you guys how I managed to score 95 in physics and chemistry JAMB. Now, I've seen a lot of students struggling with this subject and saying that it's very difficult. So I'll be showing you my study strategies, my techniques, and the mistakes I avoided while preparing for my UTME. Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Victor and you're watching Victor Science Hub, an educational channel that is created to help students pass their exams, giving them study techniques and hacks. And I also give tutorials for students. Now let's start with the first tip. The first tip is to develop a positive mindset for these courses. Now I've seen a lot of students saying that these subjects cannot be passed. It's only if you're a genius before you can be able to pass this subject. They have already developed a mindset that they are not able to pass this subject, that it's not possible for them to pass this subject. And as you have developed this mindset, there is no means or there is no possibility of you passing this subject because you have already put it in your head that you cannot pass this subject. So you have to develop a positive mindset. At first, I believe that I was not able to pass this subject, but after seeing some results of people having 90 plus in their UTME exams, I was like, wow, I myself can be able to score this. And also, you yourself watching this video can be able to score this. The next step is to understand the formats, the JAMB format for this subject. I understood the JAMB format that JAMB is not only by reading, it's also by speed and accuracy. You have to be fast. If you just read a topic or you read the whole of the textbook without being fast and accurate when you're solving, you won't be able to have this score. So you have to know that JAMB is mostly about speed and accuracy. And you also have to know the JAMB formats they use for setting these questions. You know that JAMB is mostly objective, and you know physics is mostly like 50% of calculations and 50% of reading, while chemistry is like 80% of reading and 20% of calculations. So you have to know this, that is how it's done, so you know the way you read. The next tip is my study plan and my study strategy. My study strategy, the first thing I did actually was that while I was studying for this subject, I tried to understand the fundamentals and the concepts of each topic. I tried to grab all those fundamental topics and study them, understand them very well before I go to those complex ones. You might find it difficult to understand some of these fundamental topics, but you have a lot of materials that can help you. While I study, I love using different textbooks if I don't understand. So you have to collect textbooks from different places for that topic. You will search that topic and gather the information so that I can be able to compare everything. And you can also use YouTube videos that can help you to understand all these stuffs. I used mostly past questions. You have to consider your past questions because past questions is like one of the most important thing when it comes to practicing for these JAMB exams. JAMB mostly repeats questions and they mostly bring back the same type of question. They just change some small stuff. So if you've been practicing a lot, when you're solving in your JAMB, it will just be like that same question, but just parameters were altered. So that is just it. While you practice, at a point you get perfect. My third study strategy was that I always timed myself. Remember at the beginning of this video, I mentioned that JAMB is mostly about speed and accuracy. So while solving, you always have to time yourself to know how fast you are. And you know that is 180 questions for 2 hours. So you have to time yourself, get accustomed to the time, get used to the time, so that when is that time for JAMB, you won't be rushing and you'll be very fast. You'll be able to finish everything. Let me go to my fourth study strategy. My fourth study strategy was that I used what is called mnemonics acronyms for this subject because there are some stuff, especially in chemistry, that you might be tempted to cram, but I advise you don't cram. Avoid cramming. You might be tempted to cram, but it's better you use these mnemonics. I use these mnemonics to be able to gather all these things. For example, something like Kelvin Newton can make all zoo friends. This was like a mnemonic I used to be able to remember this electropositive series in chemistry. So by doing this, by using mnemonics, there's no need of you cramming. Some people might just cram and cram everything, and the later in the day they might forget it. So now I'll go to the next tip, which is the study materials and resources you use. You know, it's not every material that you use for studying for JAMB. You have to use materials that have the syllabus for JAMB. You know, there are some materials that some textbooks that might have topics that is not required in JAMB, and you will be reading your that textbook, burning and wasting your time. You know, you have to study smart. You follow the JAMB syllabus, buy JAMB recommended textbooks. Some JAMB recommended textbooks are New School Physics and New School Chemistry. That was what I used. I also advise you to use the PNMKK secondary school physics textbook. That was I also used that. You know, I told you that I use different textbook, I combine and I compare them so that I can be able to grab that information very well. So you use different textbooks. I also advise using the lamlat series. They have the lamlat physics, lamlat chemistry, lamlat maths, they have biology, English, and the rest of them. So lamlat was a very good textbook for me. It really helps me because lamlat contains, like, after each topic, it contains like a practice section, and after that practice section you see the solutions to all of the practice sections. And the practice sections are a lot. There are a lot of questions there. So after I'm done with a particular topic, after understanding everything, I now go to my lamlat and start solving. Once I'm done solving, I'll check myself and correct myself. So lamlat was very good for me. So I advise you to try your best and get it. You can get the hard copy, you can get the soft copy. So another material I used was the test driller. I will always talk about this CBT app because it was really helpful. I was able to time myself. I was able to manage my time. It also contains like a feature called the classroom, where you have notes for each subject. Another material can I would advise you to use is the YouTube. YouTube also helps me very well because there are some calculations that your teacher or that your textbook might not explain very well, but YouTube is going to explain it very well for you. Some channel I use were Organic Chemistry Tutor, Excellence Academy, and there are a lot of them. So the number one mistake I avoided, I've mentioned this in this video: cramming. Cramming instead of understanding. You have to stop cramming. Cramming is not good. If you're cramming for JAMB, you're doing yourself no good because JAMB is an exam that they can twist. It's not like the exam that they'll just plainly ask you the question. They'll twist it for you. You have to understand that concept before you can be able to answer that question. So always try to understand the concept. Try your best to understand it. Do not cram. The second mistake I avoided was ignoring time management. I didn't ignore time management because I knew that JAMB was 180 questions for 2 hours. Imagine that. That's about 40 something seconds for each question. Imagine solving one question for 40 something seconds. The third mistake I avoided was skipping difficult topics. Avoid skipping difficult topics because trust me, those difficult topics are the what they are going to ask you in the exam. If you just learn those simple ones, you might see like one or two of them, but the rest might be those difficult topics that you avoided. So always try to look at your weak points, set your weak points, know your weak points, and also learn those difficult topics in JAMB. Now we have come to the end of this video. I hope these techniques I have told you about are going to be very helpful to you, and I wish you good luck in your exams. I hope you score up to 90 plus in your exams, and I hope you've subscribed to my channel and like this video. Thank you for watching.